Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal with NVIDIA Daily Analysis. NVIDIA again went up today, and in my opinion, it was no-brainer because I was already expecting upside movement today, and I shared my assessment in my yesterday video. We'll further discuss NVIDIA stock price movement in this video, and I'll also discuss my plan of action for next few days. Now, let's get started. Starting with the daily summary, Nvidia opened at 124.94. It made a high 125.04. It made a low 121.83 and it closed at 124.92. That is 1.68% up. Nvidia made a very good opening. It opened almost at 125 level, but it could not sustain it. There could be multiple reasons behind it. One is the geopolitical scenario, and the second factor is the employment data that got reported today. Let's take a look. So, regarding the US unemployment rate, it came 4.1% versus the forecast 4.2%, and last month it was 4.2%. So unemployment rate is going down faster than the forecast, and that tells the job market is improving. Let's take a look at non-farm payrolls. The actuals came 254K versus the forecast 147K. Much better than the forecast. In the last cycle, it was 142K. So again, this data suggests that the job market is getting much better than the forecast or than the expectation. So it's good and bad, right? I was expecting gradual improvement in the job market, but looks like a significant recovery in the job market. So if we take a look S&P, we see the same behavior after opening, it went down, and also Nasdaq, same behavior after opening, it went down and then went up sometime in the afternoon. And Dow Jones also, same trend, down in the morning and then afternoon went up. So as you noted, the employment data was kind of mixed. It shows that the job market is improving, but much better than the forecast. So it could add some pressure on the inflation. So probably that's why market reacted in the morning. But looking at the geopolitical scenario or situation, it does not look like much risk in the Middle East war expansion. And Biden administration also not interested in escalating the war any further. So, probably that was a good sign for the overall market, and also oil prices went up today as well. Moving on further on Nvidia, last 5 days of 5.69% up, last 1 month 17.6% up, last 6 months 45.41% up, and year to date is 159.3% up. So getting in the right direction, right? Every day we see some improvement on Nvidia stock price. But you can notice that even if it went up today and also yesterday, it was not able to break a 125 level. So it was struggling to break a 125 level multiple times, even today, yesterday, and probably last week as well. So my assessment so far so good that I thought maybe 125 will not be a very easy level for Nvidia to break in a single attempt. Now let's take a look percentage change analysis for Nvidia. As you see on your screen, based on the cumulative percentage change, Nvidia is up about 7.45% from the previous earnings announcement, and last 5 weeks, just 7.45% up. So, not a big change. So, that's why I think more room for Nvidia to go further up before the next earnings. And we may get a good opportunity to buy Nvidia one more time sometime next week. Now let's take a look at technical chart for Nvidia. You see a 180-day hourly interval chart for Nvidia on your screen. As you see, Nvidia is trading around 125 level today. So at this point, two possibilities exist. Either Nvidia will be able to break this level on Monday and try to go further up to 130, or it will get a pushback again and try to go below 120, just like here. But I am prepared for both scenarios. So if Nvidia goes down to below 120, then I have some cash to buy more Nvidia if it's around 115 in next few days. But if Nvidia goes up further, I still have Nvidia shares bought, so I will still be in profit, right? Then I can spend the extra cash on something else. But based on the historical data and my judgment, I have the feeling that Nvidia will take one more dip before the next earnings. It could happen next week or maybe the following week or after that, right? So Nvidia should give at least one more buy opportunity at the lower levels. That's what I think. Now let's take a look Bullinger Bands. So as we saw Bullinger Band yesterday, we noted that Nvidia stock price was trading above the middle line that was 20-day moving average, and that suggested that Nvidia still had positive momentum. So based on the Bollinger Bands, I made an assessment yesterday that Nvidia should carry the positive momentum today as well. In other words, Nvidia should be going up today. And that's what we saw in today's movement. But Monday could be tricky because even if we have some positive momentum, but it's trading around 125, so both possibilities exist, as I mentioned during Fibonacci levels analysis few minutes ago. And now let's take a look MSCD. So as you see, MSCD is almost flat this afternoon. So based on MSCD, it looks like the strong positive momentum that we experienced yesterday is no more with Nvidia. So on Monday, there's a possibility that Nvidia might take a little dip. And this is based on MSCD. Now let's take a look some news regarding Nvidia. Starting with the top one that says labor market surprises with strength. Energy stocks rally on Israel-Iran tensions. Chinese tech giants rebound. So as I mentioned early in this video that labor data or the employment data came better than expected, and that shows the job market is improving much better than expected. And also the oil prices went up because Israel-Iran tension is still looks like not escalating any further. Maybe there can be a retaliation from Israel, but the scope would be limited. That's what I think based on Biden administration briefings and other analysis that I see in different news channels. So let's take a look this one that says Nvidia stock rises. Why today's hot jobs report is boosting chip makers. So let's open it. So it says that Nvidia stock was rising on Friday after a red hot September jobs report made clear to investors that the dream soft landing scenarios for the US economy is still on the table. So I kind of agree with that. It looks like the chances of hard landing is minimal, and I guess the Fed decision in the last meeting to do the rate cut of 50 basis point probably was a good decision, because if they had waited one more month, then probably the jobs data would have suggested the job market is further weakening, and that could have caused the stock market to go down today. And that would have been a little late for the Fed to react to it. Now let's take a look. This one that says Nvidia's stock edges up. Why this move may be more crucial than the open AI deal. Let's try to open it. So it says Nvidia stock was riding on Friday at the end of the week. And they further say that the most important Nvidia news from this week could be the deal it announced with IT consultant Accenture, according to longtime tech bull Dan Ives. So, in their opinion, this deal was a good catalyst for Nvidia to go further up last week. And also, that's a good news regarding generative AI because Accenture is set to train about 30% employees with the goal of developing generative AI that can take over some responsibilities from workers. And some analysts are bullish because of this development. For example, Wedbush analysts say this partnership speaks to the next enterprise phase in the AI revolution. So now let's take a look. This one that says Nvidia's troubles mount as Department of Justice Securities Exchange Commission throw their weight behind class action lawsuit alleging AI chip giant misrepresented crypto revenue. And you see that this news got published early in the morning. In the morning time, you see Nvidia went down. And probably this news caused Nvidia to go down in the morning. But after that, it recovered due to the good job data and the de escalation between Israel and Iran. So I guess that's all about news regarding Nvidia. So most of the news and the analysis regarding Nvidia was positive today. So that suggests that still the momentum is with Nvidia. In the next week, Nvidia's movement will depend on the new data and new analysis, and probably the geopolitical situation can impact the overall market next week as well. Now let's take a look other AI stocks. So most of the AI stocks in my watch list are positive today. SMCI went down about 0.77%, and also Microsoft went down about 0.12%. The highest positive change is on AMD, that is 4.94%. So I guess that's all about NVIDIA analysis and assessment for today. And if you notice, most of my assessment in the past was okay, with some exception where I went wrong, right? But overall, I did a good job. If you like my video and want to support, you can support by becoming a Patreon member, or you can buy me a coffee by sending me a super thanks. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. Talk to you more in the next video. Take care.